I haven't woken up this early in so long.
Have you watched it since it came out?
I mean, yeah, I showed it to a couple of my friends. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've come back to it.
Well, first, here's my shirt for white balance.
White balance?
Hi, I'm Eli D'Albora.
Hi, I'm Brian Liu.
I'm Dayoung Cheong.
I'm Sarthak, and I directed Baked and Afraid.
I did behind the scenes.
I was the camera operator.
I'm the writer, producer, and actor in Baked and Afraid. I'm Luke.
And I'm here to talk about
And I'm here to talk about.
And I'm here to talk about
How we made Baked and Afraid.
how we made Baked and Afraid.
This whole story started when I was a freshman. I was in my first ever creative writing class, and the opening line, because I couldn't think of anything, was Jesus. And I thought, I get really, who doesn't? Who doesn't get anxious, nervous, self-conscious when you're high in a grocery store in a public place? Because everybody knows, especially your mom, and that's really where it came from, is when you get high and you know that everyone knows, and then also you don't know if you believe in God. I've always wondered about this shot because it's completely on, all the camera people came up with it. I don't know exactly who, but it totally wasn't written into the script, and I always thought it was super cool. So I'm curious, like, where that came from.
Yeah, no, it was my idea in the beginning to be like, we should preface this by saying that this person's high instead of just kind of opening up in the market shot. And then we had the weed kind of lit up, and there was like a person with a light behind it. And then whenever we started recording it, it just like looked really cool how the smoke kind of flew up. And then we were like, alright, we got the shot.
I'm wasting so much weed.
Yeah, I know.
But it's for the shots.
Yeah, I remember we had like an actual joint that we brought up on the set, and then we lit it up, and then we started recording it.
Alright, get in, get out. Nice and quick, nice and easy.
Oh, hey, Eli, do you want to talk about how we rigged this?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
that
do.
was
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so like I wanted kind of like a shot where like the camera would be following the person while he's walking around, and I think there was like this really cool shot in like Requiem for a Dream where like the camera just follows the person around, but we didn't have anything fancy, so we just kind of like strapped like the stand to Eli and then like put a belt around it. So like he was just like carrying the entire like camera rig, like the stand on him, and it was like really funny to see, but the shot came out really nice.
The thing is, I'm not the most careful guy, especially at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning when we shot this, because that was when no one would be in the store. And the thing was coming out my back and out my front, and I knocked over at least one bottle of wine.
Yeah, no, it was a couple of wine bottles, and the person was like nice enough to be like, yeah, you guys are fine, don't worry about it.
Damn it, Jesus. Why'd you invent the blueberry? It tastes like Grandma's shoes. Not that I've tasted them. Okay, only once. Alright, twice. But the third time was to make sure the first two were right. I'm a great scientist. Jesus, it's growling at me like an angry vacuum. That's when it's excited. That's when it can smell the fear, the outlaw in you.
I know there was like a confrontation between like the dog and Luke, like in the scene, and for some reason it just like made sense. It'd be like a shootout kind of scene from those Western movies.
Beep, beep, beep. I'm a kitchen timer. Beep, beep.
It was also hard to get shots of the dog like looking intimidating because it's like the nicest dog ever. And like even in the shot where we like get her eyes, like you could see her like tail wagging. Like,
Can we talk about how you got the dog?
How did we get the dog?
it was somebody's like mutual friend. It was like, hey, we need somebody with a dog, and we need somebody that's cool with them, like just like getting their dog around while we're like wrangling the camera and everything. Because it was really cold and it was really kind of like just rainy outside, and the dog wasn't feeling it too hot. So like,
I remember it was really cold during the shoot. Like we kept on trying to go back into the Met Market because it was so cold outside that day.
Again, shout out to Met Market. They were like the coolest hosts, I'd say.
yeah, we were just having like a great time shooting. It's like while everybody was getting set up, we were just kind of like goofing around inside, and like that kind of like brought a little levity to the set.
So we're not crazy. I must. I'm gonna fly over boxes.
I think this is what makes this video so good, is like we switch between genres and stuff. Like as we go through, like you'll see some who's the guy that made like Shaun of the Dead and stuff?
Edgar.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. I like this is clearly, but like you'll see Edgar Wright stuff. It's just wild how much of a character the camera is in this movie. And I haven't seen a movie really do that again in Lux.
Excuse me.
Super cop. Meet the cop that can't be stopped.
It's like transitions between just like mini movies almost. It's cool. It's so cool. My parents love this. They told all of their friends about it. They wanted to watch it on big screens. My mom was like, whenever you have another movie, please, I would love to be involved. They loved it so much. Well, my mom did, especially. It was, she got a kick out of this.
Luke, are you even listening to me? Because if you're not, you can leave the table right now. I spent all day making this delicious meal for you. It's the least you can do. Now, eat your pasta. Carbs are God's gift to man.
How did you how did you direct your parents so well? Or did it come naturally?
It's all natural. They're just natural. Yeah.
I wouldn't have to say anything to your mom, actually. She just kind of like took it and she was like running with it. It was really cool. I'm just like, yeah, just like talk to your son like you would just talk to her. I mean, like, you talk to him, and she just like took it.
I don't know how to feel about that personally, but it turned out great.
It's chilly. I'm freezing my assets out here. Bushes are beautiful. Green is such a great color.
I have something to add here. So, I remember when we were filming outside, we didn't have enough light. So for this very shot, we took all of the crew's phones and the one little light we had, turned all of the flashlights on, and then just shone it through the bush. It was the most improvised thing I've seen.
And yeah, that's actually one of our editors, Lucas. He was in the shot.
Leave them. Blueberry muffins can burn in hell. At least they're the one who need a hat.
I remember for these shots, like, Sarthak literally just told Eli to, like, sprint up and down the hill, like, a couple of times. So he was just, like, running.
And on top of that, he had that whole, like, tripod rig on.
Yeah, like, the rig on him, and he was running the rig.
Where did those go? Did I pay? Oh,
I remember I had to take off my shoelaces for this shot and give it to you.
Whoa!
Oh, can we go back to that shot? The baguette.
Oh!
Yeah, so here, Edward,
So yeah, go ahead.
while we were like setting up, he was just, I think he just grabbed this baguette and started twirling it around.
Yeah, I remember giving like some like directions to Edward, but like he just did not listen to anything that I was saying. But like the shot worked despite of that, you know, like it just worked because he was just kind of doing his own thing. I told him like dial it down a little bit, but like what he did was just kind of like perfect, I think, for like what we needed.
Because you've sinned. No, because I broke the law. I'm a criminal. Look, I'm gonna get in trouble no matter what. I'm just trying to do something right.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. The store's closed.
Can we go again? I want to get my fists out more.
I mean, you were just
Like Edward like stayed on the dialogue, but like everything else that he did and the way he kind of like took on the character of Jesus, like it was just like very improvised, and it was like it turned out really nice.
Okay, it's good, but it's weird, right?
Yeah, also, all the best things are good and weird at the same time.
That's part of what makes him so
I can't
good.
feel my hands.
We're doing it again! You gotta mic me up and we're standing there. Come on!
And there he goes.
It's not the same thing. No,
Here we go as in like angry.
I know, that was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, and away we go.
Keep in mind that like for the voiceovers, I asked Eli to kind of like get baked as hell as much as he could, and then come to the recording sessions that we had in Order Library. I remember he was in the improv team at that time, and I was like, hey, just like improv some lines, let's see where we are.
Jesus, that's a police dog. Jesus, that's a police dog. Jesus, that's a police dog.
Muffins.
Cupcakes without a hat, as they say. I wonder if muffins get cold in the winter. I'd get cold if I didn't have a hat. 70% of your heat escapes from your head.
Wait, how did you come up with this dialogue? It's like so random but perfect.
Cupcakes without a hat. I have a feeling I was just thinking of things that I would want to eat and then kind of trying to make jokes off of them. But I do remember then coming back when I was high one time to edit it and make sure that it all made sense, and it did. So.
Ah, orange juice. Good choice.
High in vitamin C, low in carbs. You know what Mom says about carbs.
That's good. Wait, so we also have the line from the previous season.
I am living my greatest moments right now. Living it.
Dang, this was 2 years ago. It's been a while since then.
2.5 almost.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, no, I'm just glad I'm here and I watched this whole thing again.
Yeah, I think this was the first time I rewatched it since like the year we filmed it. So this is like, took me back a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like that fall was on purpose, but like everything coming out of like the muffins was like not, and he still ate them. So
you're not gonna waste good muffins.
Like every time I set up for Lux at the RSO fair, well, it's now called the Student Activities Fair, I would always play this because it, like, not only does it have such great visuals, but once you revisit it, like all the dialogue is just so rich.
I'm mean, more than the religious part for me, it was the weed aspect of me, right? So like, I mean, I came straight from like Kentucky, right? Like nothing legal here, and I came to Seattle, and I remember there was like this weed like shop like a couple of blocks away from us. So I just kind of got into that whole kind of vibe when I got into Seattle. And then whenever I saw the title like Baked and Afraid, I was like, yes, yes, that's it.
Before we shot anything, we spent like a lot of time together just like storyboarding everything, and that's like where a lot of like I feel like the added on ideas came from. It was really fun. I think that's like the part that I really enjoyed, and then that's why like the year after for Legs, like I asked to be more a part of like storyboarding than just being like a camera operator.
Griffin, the first AD, I think this was one of his first times like handling a lot of the production aspects, but he did a really good job of coordinating like all the people and making sure that we were not falling too far behind schedule and making sure we got all the shots.
He also helped with the script. In one of the final rewrites beforehand, he was a big part of chopping off. There's a whole lot of extra stuff that didn't need to be in there.
Also, big shout out to like Lucas and Johnny, and that's where a lot of like these sound bits that you guys hear, like like the swish of the camera.
Nuts.
That's like that was all Johnny's idea, and that's where it came from. And yeah, and Lucas did a lot to edit like all this and make it really tight.
They edited in like 3 days, I swear. That's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Andre too. I think he was like
Yeah.
a big part of like how a lot of the things looked. And I remember he like also just wanted everybody to be on schedule. Like during one of the shots, like I remember Sarthak was like, "Oh, it would be really funny if we did this," and Andre was like, "No, we have to move on like now."
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
We are giving him fresh tattoos.
Here, I'll stabilize your arm. I think.
I'm sad that people didn't see it because like whenever we were projecting in the big screen, like the Papa Boo and his like knuckles weren't really like clear, but it was supposed to be like the Father, the Holy Ghost or whatever. But yeah, I just wish it was like a Sharpied in more than like penned in. That was actually like Edward, I think.
Yeah, I think it
Edward
was.
pushed it. Like I think like this Jesus would definitely have like knuckle tattoos and like, be listening to trap music. So I was thinking like maybe he relinquished this religion and he was just like, no, maybe I'm done with this, because the shot right afterwards, Jesus goes away in a Prius from him.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I wasn't sure how clear it was that guy was going to be Jesus, but I think him driving a Prius is kind of what hammers it home. And I know it seems like this is a lot bigger on the weed because that was the funnier part, but like when I was writing it, a lot of stuff actually had to do with religion, which is kind of funny. I'm Jewish. I had actually just gone to or was planning on going to my birthright, so like going to travel to Israel. So I was thinking a lot about like if I believed in God. Also, my mom's really Jewish, and so she crossed herself a bunch of times and like couldn't watch it again afterwards. She thought it was so weird. I thought no one would get it if it was Jewish. I didn't think anyone would find any sort of, no one would want to watch it because they're not coming from a place of like familiarity.
Yeah, that Jewish representation.
Yeah, you really don't see it.
Like I feel like the only thing you see is like Mort from Family Guy, and yeah, like that's all I can think of that's like a Jewish person.
Would you make something that's more like with Jewish context in the future?
Yeah, I think so. I think I should. I definitely. It's a little bit of denying my own. Yeah. Yeah.
Directing itself was like, it was like really nerve-wracking because like it was like I was responsible for everything, right? And most of the time I just did not know what was happening, but I had to kind of like act like I did because everybody kind of was like asking me what to do, which was like very new, right? So yeah, it was like I think I learned the art of like confidently bullshit like from like directing. So like I guess like for directing, like it just being decisive, when nobody is like the key to go.
If I were to give any advice, it'd be like definitely put a lot of time into like the pre-planning, like figuring out every shot, and then also like what I learned from like Andre and Sarthak is like you should try to make every shot interesting, no matter like how mundane like whatever is going on is.
Personally, as a writer, I say let someone else direct. I don't see much past what I've written, but when you have like a whole team of people on the camera who are just thinking about visuals, you get so cool, like all of these shots, so much of it. The only reason it was cool was because of all of these like incredible creative like shots that the camera crew came up with. And so like as a writer, I don't personally see those things. And so when you let someone else like put their own ideas on there, it just grows.
When I was capturing behind the scenes, so what I was watching at the time, and I still do, is Quarter Digital has like their Quarter Crew channel where they do behind the scenes into how they make their short films, and I was really inspired by the stuff they were putting out. So I was trying to like provide an inside look about, you know, what goes into like all the planning that goes into making a short, but also like you can have fun and be human while doing it as well.
I'm on TikTok. Follow my TikTok.
I've seen some of Eli's TikToks. He cross-posted them to Instagram. They're actually really funny.
Thank you.
Word on the street is walls are more than walls. See, this is a wall, but you can hang things on it.
I've moved on. It's not just like any TikTok. It's one big story.
Man, I got a question. Shoot. Every night you threaten to eat me. You never do. What do you eat?
Well, I eat you. If you just stood in the middle of the room when the lights are off, I was running.
I knew it.
So, it's me and the monster under my bed. We're reaching a conclusion soon.
Oh, very nice. I made you a sandwich.
Wow, thank you so much.
At soap, the number 4 dinos, is my TikTok handle.
I like to shoot behind the scenes. Editing is a big hassle because there's so much footage at the end, but I have put together a behind the scenes for Peanut Butter. It's on the Lux channel if you want to check it out.
No, find grocery stores near me.
Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. We ran into a lot of problems. There was a lot of problem solving.
I've grown as a person. I go on hikes. I started reading. I'm a vegan.
I think we made something that was still pretty good.
I mean, no promotions on my end, but I would say just like anytime like something shows up that's like very unfamiliar that might be interesting, I would say jump on it, because like you never know what kind of experiences you're gonna get from there. And for me, this was definitely it. It was like I went to the first meeting in Lux and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in directing, but I had never directed before, and they just kind of like, you know, gave this to me, and I'm really glad that I did it.
No promotions on my end either. But yeah, have fun on your shoots, I guess.